Hi everybody, welcome once more to another tutorial, Arnold for Cinema 4D. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to make clear and transparent glass, as you can see here on this image, and then probably make some liquid. Alright, so let's dive straight into it. And I'm sorry guys, I was supposed to make you guys a tutorial the last week. I was down with some malaria, you know, the way Africa is. Okay, so yeah, let's dive straight into it. So we're not going to do a lot of modeling here because we're going to use some presets that come with Cinema 4D. So the first thing we're going to do is make a backdrop. Let's just come to the front view, get some spline, just make something here. Well, that looks okay to me. Alright, just lengthen this a little. Choose here and chamfer. Okay, so let's go back to our perspective and let's extrude this spline. Alright, so let's extrude this. Yeah, just like that we have our studio backdrop. Alright, let's just call this background, something like that. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is bring in some glass, some drinking glasses, and I'm going to go to the content browser. Okay, then go to the presets, then go to visualize, then go to 3D objects, glassware. Yeah, then maybe let's take I don't know which one will fit well. Glass 2, glass 10, glass 11. We'll choose. Okay, so as you can see, we have Cinema 4D materials here that we're not gonna use, so I'm just gonna delete those, and I'm gonna delete these ones too. Then I want to bring this here on to the front. They're all in the middle here, so I'm gonna just select them all, just move them here. Alright, maybe need to move this background up a little. I don't know if it's on the, let's see what happens here. Yeah, I need to move up a little, somewhere there. Okay. Somewhere there, not so bad. Okay, let's go back to perspective. So let's bring, sorry, let's select these glasses and just, where are they? Okay, here they are. Let me just rotate them and make them. Oh, 90 degrees looks okay to me. Okay, I'm gonna scale them up. Just want them looking big. Okay, with the middle, scale them down just a little. You don't have to do it exactly like I am doing them, just choose, so long as they look relatively big in size in comparison to the background, that's okay. We can delete this below and just remain with the 2. Well, those look okay to me. Okay. So this look okay. I don't know if they're, just lift them a little up. Should be touching the background. Okay. So I'm already on Arnold render. I think I set mine by default to Arnold, so whenever I open up my Cinema 4D I go straight to Arnold, because I think I prefer using this render than most of the render engines I have. Alright, so what we're gonna do now is probably light, but before I do that I just want to put a camera here. I'm gonna put a camera here and change this to portrait so that I have that product shot kind of look. Yeah, that looks okay. It looks pretty much okay to me. I'm gonna lock this camera with a tag, with a protection tag. Yeah, okay. So the next thing we're gonna do, let's light up this scene. So let's go to plugins and C4D to Arnold and open up our IPR window. Because there's no light in the scene, nothing is going on at the moment. Then we're gonna go back to plugins, C4D2, and bring in an Arnold light. All right. Okay. I still don't see anything here. So what happened to our light? Let me leave this scene. Let me see where the light went to. Oh, it's hiding somewhere at the back. Bring it here. Let's see if we're gonna see anything. Yep, there we are. So I wanna change this light into some a softbox studio light, and to do that I'm gonna need to change a few things. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let me see, we're gonna change the light from the light type from a point light to a quad light. All right, when we do that, you can notice now we have this nice looking cube that emits the light. Okay, so well, that looks pretty much okay to me, but I need to change the size of this light so that it covers slightly a bigger area. Okay, let's go back to main. I think let's change the width and the height. All right, it's a little closer. It's closer to the object, so I'll just move it back a little. Let's increase that height. Yeah, just move it back a little. Increase this width a little. Now let's see how it looks like. Well, it looks okay to me. So what I'm gonna do, I want to make this into a softbox, and I want to use a HDRI image to light up, or to add it to that light. So what we're gonna do is click on this small triangle, and then we'll find this value type. So we're gonna change it from constant to texture, so that we have a slot we can load a HDRI map into. Open that up, and then I downloaded this the HDRIs I want to use. I downloaded them from from hdrllabs.com, the SIBL archive, and I downloaded the softbox A and fluorescent tube A, only those two. So you can download this from hdrllabs.com on the SIBL archives. These are free to download. Okay, so we're gonna start with the softbox A. So where's the softbox A? There it is. Open it up. Okay, and you just notice there's a difference on how it looks like compared to the previous light we had, and as you can see from here, it looks just like a studio softbox. Okay, so I want to increase let me go back to my camera view. I want to increase the light intensity and play around with the exposure so that I get exactly what I want. Okay, so we'll call this the left softbox. Okay, so what we're gonna do is let's increase the intensity. Let's see what happens. Make it well, 3.1 looks okay. That looks okay to me, though I think the light is a little far. Let me just move it a little closer and see what happens. Yeah, it looks okay. Okay, let's add the exposure. I think I should have added the exposure rather than moving the light. So let's just make it back a little. Okay, let's play around with the exposure. We should add this to around. Let's see. It's too much. Let's leave it around there. Nah, it's too brightly lit now. Let's just move it back a little. Well, that looks okay to me. So what I want to do is I want to make another light on the right. So let's just close this down. I want to make another light. I'm gonna leave my camera view. I don't want to see that camera, so I'm just gonna hide it. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to make another light here, but I don't want to go through that whole process of making the light. So I'm gonna just press down Control and drag and drop it there, and then let's rename that to right softbox. All right, but you see this softbox, they all emit light from the z-axis or towards this z-axis. So which means if you look at the IPR window right now, you're gonna notice see the way it's emitting light from this side. We want it facing the other side. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna rotate this. We want to rotate it to 90 degrees, so we're just gonna press this green, click on it and don't move, then hold down Shift and rotate. It's gonna lock itself to rotating in 10 degrees towards each direction you're going. So let's make it 180. Okay, let's leave it at that. Well, it's a little closer than the other one is, so I'm gonna just move it a little behind. Well, it looks good to me. So let's go back to our IPR window and see what's happening. Yeah, nice. Looks nice. All right, so I like the scene, but I don't like the way those lights are all lighting up those objects like evenly. So just to make it a little more exciting, I want to just change a few things. Maybe let's come to the settings here, the main settings for the right softbox. Probably I want to just reduce the intensity to, let me see, let's just make it 2 there, and then the intensity maybe 4. Let's make it 4. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that looks okay. This is slightly, this side is overlaid. Yeah, but I don't want to reduce the amount of light, so I'm just gonna move it far a little distance away from the objects. Well, looks like I'll have to reduce it just a little, just reduce the exposure just a little. Oh, no, 3. Just make it just 4. Just make it 4. Oh. Yeah, that looks okay to me. So the next thing I'm gonna do, I want to add a light on top somewhere from the top. Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is add a light up here. Yeah, okay, so I don't know, should I make a new light or should I just continue duplicating whatever it is I already have? Now let's just go and make a new light. All right, then let's change it to a quad light. Yeah, there we go. But I want it lighting from up, so I'm gonna press on this x-axis, hold down shift and rotate to 90 degrees, then bring it a little up. Well, here looks okay to me. Bring it up, up. Not so bad, but I want to make it look like some fluorescent tube. See this shape of a fluorescent tube. All right, so let's go to the main and just mess around with this. Just, well, that looks okay. All right, but I wanna rotate it a little so that the light can hit the glass from, sorry, and do that. Can hit it from some nice angle. Well, that angle looks pretty okay to me. So let's go back to, okay, let's look at this from the IPR window. Yeah, we don't see much really going on, but what we're gonna do, let's go back to our light. Let's call this the top softbox. Okay, so what we're gonna do is change the value type again to texture, then load in our HDRI texture. We're gonna use this fluorescent tube A, as I'd told you guys previously. I got it from hdrlabs.com for free. Okay, so we're gonna use that. We're gonna use where's my Cinema 4D? We're gonna use that fluorescent tube A. So we're gonna load that in. All right. Okay, so what we're gonna do is play around with the intensity and the exposure so that we come up with a desired result. So let me change this to maybe 3. Okay, 3.5, and then maybe exposure just go a little up. I guess you guys can see the difference right now, right? That and that. Before, that's before and after. Looks properly lit, right? So let's see it from this perspective. So I love the way that light it lit here without actually burning out the image. Looks lit, but you cannot really know it's up there. All right. Okay, so we are done with this part. So the next part we're gonna get into is building the glass material. Okay. Now this is where the fun begins. So to build the glass material, we're gonna go to create Arnold. Is it surface and then standard? All right. Then we're gonna change a few things. All right. So on the diffuse, let's leave everything at 0. All right. Let's close the diffuse. Let's go to refraction. Okay, we can just handle specular. Let's change the specular weight to 1. All right, and then roughness, we can still leave it at that. I'll just 0.4. Okay, 0.4, and then all this can remain there the way they are, but the Fresnel we should be on, yeah, so that we get that realistic look. Fresnel should be on. All right. Reflection, we're gonna do this reflection, let it be the last thing we do, because it really increases the amount of render time, and I want to just switch this on now. I want to change these settings when I'm so sure I'm done with everything I'm doing. So as for now, I'd recommend let's just leave it. We'll do it last. Let's come to refraction. All right, so on the refraction, we're gonna put the weight to 1. Okay, full weight on refraction, and then the IOR for glass, I think it's 1.5. That should do. All right, and then the Fresnel on, use environment on. I'm gonna explain that. All right, why don't we just drop this here and see how it looks like. The glass here and the glass there. All right. Okay, so you guys can see you have some black looking glass. All right. Well, the reason as to why this is happening is because of the light rays. So I made a diagram here to show you guys what is happening. So as you can see here, we have 3 rays. Yeah. So for you to see clear glass, the light rays need to pass through the glass, okay, so that it can become clearly visible to you. But if that doesn't happen, you end up with a black looking glass, like you can see on this. When the rays hit the surface, you don't see much. When it passes through, you either still don't see much, but when it goes through the glass, then you can see the clarity. The glass becomes very clear. All right. So we're gonna change a few things to make sure we can see this glass. So the first thing we're gonna do, okay, let's just close this in the meantime, and then let's go to the settings, render settings. So now put these windows side by side so that you see exactly what is going on. Okay. Okay, so let's change these settings. Okay, let's go to ray depth. All right, so the amount of depth the light rays pass through an object determines if we're going to see the clarity, how clear it is or not. So what we're going to do is change the refraction depth. Okay, so let's increase this and see what happens. Let's make it 6. Yeah, there we go. There we go. We already have a clear glass. Yeah, I want to make it 10, but because I want to minimize the amount of time I'm using to render through this tutorial, I'm gonna leave it at 6. All right, so when I'm doing my final render, maybe if I remember or if you guys remind me, I'm gonna make it 10. All right, so let's just leave it at that. But now you see how or the difference as to why we didn't have clear glass initially. And there's one thing I want to remind you guys: when you're making glass, especially clear glass or just glass that you want to see through, it's always good to remember to always add an annulled tag, an annulled parameters tag. All right, so when you have this tag, I want you to uncheck opaque. All right, uncheck opaque, and you're gonna notice this is also gonna increase the time. It's gonna decrease the time we actually use to render. So I can copy this and just paste it here, so we have it both on both ends. All right, so let's see what happens. Well, my computer is a little slow. I'm using a Core i3 laptop with I think 4 GB RAM. I should upgrade soon. So, but for now, this can handle the classes or the lessons or the tutorials. All right, so let's just give it a few minutes or seconds, just seconds, and see how it looks like. Okay, well, you guys have a clue how that's gonna look right now. As you all know, glasses and refractive surfaces take a longer time to render. So we're gonna see the final render, but this looks okay for me right now. So let's just close down the window. All right. Okay, so I want to make some juice in here. I don't know the pronunciation, man. I've never been out of Africa. Born and raised here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna select this and make some juice in it and just see some liquid. Let me just say liquid. At least I'm so sure of that pronunciation. Okay, let's see the mesh. All right, so I'm gonna select this line, this inner line, or let's just UL and have a loop. All right, then go to select and fill selection. Click on fill selection. Yes, so we have this inner polygon selected, and let's just split those polygons, so we have 2 polygons. So hey, sorry, where is it? Oh, okay, so what we have left here is this is the liquid. Let's call it liquid. Let's call it the other name I'm afraid to pronounce. Okay, so what we're gonna do, let's see, let's just see where this are facing. I don't know if it really matters where they're facing, but well, we're gonna just use that. So what we're gonna do, let's close up this hole by going to right clicking and coming to close polygon hole. Close it up. All right, let's come and just select a place and just control all then optimize, so that at least when we are beveling, we don't lose this vertices, or these points remain tightly connected. Then let's go back to edge and bevel that edge. Bevel, subdivision is 0, let's make it around 4. Yeah, but I don't like that huge bevel, so let's just undo. But when we undo, the subdivision remains the way it is. I just want a little bevel on it, just a little. Make it look like that liquid bevel. Well, not so bad. Alright. Alright, so the next thing we're gonna do is bring back our glass. Yeah. I'm gonna select both of them. Okay, let me just go to the front view. I wanna scale the juice just a little up so that it's not sharing the same space, same 3D space as the glass. Alright, so that when we are rendering, we have that render that looks more like liquid in glass. Right, okay, so let me see. Come on, just scale it up a little. Okay, what did I just do? Why don't I see the bottom scaling up? Oh, sorry, undo. I'm scaling up this upper part. I want to scale up the whole thing. Alright, okay, it's gonna be tricky to see. That's what happens when you make shortcuts, but I'm gonna just scale it up a little. I assume by just moving a little, they probably won't be sharing the 3D space anymore. Yeah, let's see if that worked. Alright, so what we're gonna do, let's call this glass, clear glass, whatever it is you want to call it. Clear glass. Alright, so let's duplicate our clear glass. Let's press down Control and drag it here. We have two glasses now. Then let's call this liquid. Alright, okay, so on our liquid, the diffuse will remain just the way it is. We come to refraction, so we want to make it a little. Let's delete this shouldn't be here. Right, let's replace it with our liquid. Okay, let's change the refraction color. While the red will remain like that, let's decrease this. Right, then the blue a little lower, lower. Right, hey, let's make it 55. Well, that looks nice to me. Alright, okay, the IOR for juice is 1.333. Alright, the roughness will stay as it is. The Fresnel is on. Well, that looks more like what I want it to look like. Yeah, so well, let's do a preview and see what we have here. Let's change back to camera perspective and let's go to plugins, C42A, IPR window. Well, that looks nice. Just that I don't know, it looks a little tricky to me. Let's see the specular weight 1. The Fresnel is on. Okay, so we're gonna add some reflection right now, but the reflection takes quite a while to render. So let's make it 0.5. So 0.5. But we have to, you see, it's a little white on the bottom here, so we have to put our Fresnel on. Alright. The refraction, I don't know. I should maybe remove this environment. Does it look anywhere close to the other one? And it kind of does. Let's change this. Let's get the reflection to change this to 0.25. No, just make 3.5. Let's see what happens to glass. At least we have some reflection. We have the Fresnel on. Yeah, this takes quite a while to render, especially now that my computer is very slow. Let me give it a fresh render and see how it looks like. Yeah, diffuse, okay, specular looks okay to me. Reflection, okay, refraction. I'm gonna remove this out first. No, let's leave it on. Alright, okay, so I know you can't really see much going on here, but let's just do a final render. So let's just change the render settings and just the ray depth, refraction, let's make it 10. Right, 10, and then close that up and come back to sampling. Wow, my computer just become too slow. Let's make it 4, 5. Close that up. Let me close these other tabs, so this windows, so that we can have some more RAM. Okay, so let's do our final render and see what we end up with. Ah, no. Hey guys, sorry, my Arnold crashed. I think it's because my processor is a little low and my RAM is a little low, and I have some things that were running on the background. Alright, so I guess you guys need to get, or you guys have better computers out there to do this, but at least I should get myself some Core i7 computer. Alright, so I just want to continue from where I left. So this is the glass. I had to start this afresh. This is the glass. Yeah, as you can see, the diffuse is everything is 0 0. Yeah, all right. Then the specular, the roughness is 1 0.4 0.5, and the Fresnel is on. This is for the glass. The reflection is 0.35 and the Fresnel is on. The refraction is the weight is 1, the IOR is 1.5, the roughness is 0. All right, make sure the roughness is 0 on the refraction, otherwise this is gonna take a lot of render time. Please make sure the roughness is 0. All right, and then the Fresnel use IOR is on. All right, that's all we need for the glass. Okay, for the liquid, the diffuse is 0. Weight, the diffuse weight, background and backlighting is 0. The specular is 1, roughness 0, anisotropy 0, rotation 0. Yeah, for the liquid, let's put everything at 0 except the weight at 1 and put on the Fresnel. The reflection is 0.5 and the Fresnel is on. All right, the refraction is the weight is 1, the IOR for liquid, water, juice, I don't know, 1.33. Fresnel is activated and then use environment. All right, let's go back to the refraction. As you can see, the color 247. I changed this a little. I changed the RGB values to 247, 169 and 79. All right, well, that's all there is to the shaders. As for the settings, the camera AA, I changed that to 5, and the sampling, and the ray depth, you remember, so that the glass becomes clear. The refraction 10. All right, there's nothing else to change. So let's do a final render and see how this looks like. Please note that the roughness on the refraction makes your renders take a very long time, very long time. So you want to put that at 0. All right, so let's let this render, then we see what next. So probably the next tutorial I'm gonna make for you guys is gonna be about I want to make some rose flower petals that allows light to pass through. All right, just the way flowers look like. I'm thinking of doing something like that. Okay, let's see how this render turns out. All right, Hey guys, there we are. We have two nice beautiful looking glasses with some liquid in it. All right, so hopefully we'll meet on the next tutorial, which probably won't take long like this one did. All right, bye for now. And don't forget, make sure your refraction roughness is 0. All right, bye.